Hi and welcome to The Wrap, a quick look at the week that was. I'm Dorahy. Well, it was a jam-packed week for Next Chapter Raise members. We had a fabulous live Q&A call with our investor in residence this month, Georgie McNee. Here are some of the insights she gave us around valuation. First up, your financials need to match your valuation. Really important way to start. What's your annual revenue, and look at multiples of that. And to get a better idea of valuation, start by looking at benchmark pricing for similar companies and industries. Be clear to an investor about what your funding will be spent on. And if you're going to spend it on things like resources, then get potential hires already lined up so that you're engagement ready. Now, if you're a COVID benefit business, you'll also want to be thinking about upping your valuation. Georgie also talked a lot about customer acquisition costs, and one of the important things to demonstrate to an investor is how you can lower that cost through strong sales and marketing. Remember, an investor is also likely to ask you about churn or customer loss, so be ready to answer that as well. Plus, highlight an increase in share of wallet, i.e. additional services for existing customers. There were so many other points that she covered. In fact, she's actually going to do another valuation masterclass, including long-term planning as part of your investment ask. Of course, this means having a robust financial model, and if this isn't your strong suit, don't worry if it's not. Sign up for membership. It's worth having this skill as part of this membership. You'll learn so much, but this is one of the most important things that you'll learn about. Moving on, we also had Andrew Barclay back this week for a follow-up masterclass on managing foreign exchange as part of your overall cash flow. This is critical, particularly if you're selling in one currency and buying in another. Lots of great advice in there. Plus, we also released our latest podcast episode all about angel investor advice. One of the key takeaways was this: during times of crisis, it's really important to keep your investors up to date with information and updates. As they say, knowledge breeds confidence. Nicole also addressed the global alumni from the Paris Heck Business School, talking all about her story and how she's been working hard to help get female founders funded. It was a great online event. My story of the week this week comes from a fabulous piece in Marie Claire magazine profiling women who are making significant strides in femtech, from period apps to fertility trackers and portable pregnancy monitors. There are all sorts of innovations. Interestingly, and these figures come from the UK, working age women spend nearly 30% more on healthcare compared to men, while women's health only accounts for 4% of overall funding for R&D and healthcare products and services. Surprise, surprise. But the good news is that as more investors become aware of femtech's potential, more women are going to find the money to fund their products, and that's a great thing. Investors, my tip of the week actually now comes from a piece by PitchBook. Now, investors are looking for a good track record and all sorts of things, particularly when it comes to spending and projections. And female founders are already in a good position to achieve that. Entrepreneur and founder Leslie Eccles, she's founded a number of companies. The latest one is Relish, and they did a Series A round last quarter and raised, I think, about $5 million. She says underrepresented founders are used to thinking about risk in an intelligent way. They are constantly thinking about ways to protect themselves from worst case scenarios. In other words, female founders are perfectly poised to lead a COVID recovery. Couldn't have said it better myself. Coming up next week on Next Chapter Raise, we've got a live Q&A call, this time with our entrepreneur in residence, Joanna Hotung. You don't want to miss that. She's got some great advice. She also guest stars on our podcast episode out next week. So lots to keep you interested and informed. There's also a whole lot more, so stay tuned for Next Chapter Raise. Have a great weekend and see you next time on The Wrap.